Y'all overrating Victor Wembanyama. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Well, thank you, Dub. Thank you, Dub. First
of
all,
it's all about. This is what we're doing.
Second of all, he's not the only player in the draft. Y'all act like it's all about him.
He's not strong. He's not strong. He's not that fast on his feet to keep up with
Dub and Bob. Y'all better chill out. Y'all better both chill out right now. Stop acting like
y'all getting caught in the flash and the flare of everything.
If there's a guy, if there's always been a guy who's been the consensus #1 guy, whether we personally believe he's the guy or not, you always have to take him, whether there's risk factors involved or not. You took LeBron. I'll give you a more recent example. We took Zion. We knew he was a Ferrari in a Tonka truck's body. Shout out to my dog Shannon Sharp. That was a great way to put it. But at the end of the day, you couldn't pick John Morant first. You couldn't pick RJ Barrett first. You had to pick Zion because he was the quote unquote, this is the guy #1. I just don't agree with the same thing with it. I don't agree with it.
Just not sure.
But the thing is, Bobby, as a scout or as a GM, if this is the consensus guy and you don't pick him, it's always a trap. Because if you don't pick him and you pick somebody else, and the consensus #1 guy ends up being great, you're gonna lose your job.
Even
that's why I'm sitting in this room doing this instead of being a GM. I probably wouldn't be too good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Bob, I'm not really feeling him. Go ahead, Doug.
Straight up, I don't want him. You got it. I'm not picking Victor. I'm probably picking Scoop.
A lot of people.
Oh man,
you would take Scoop with the #1 over Victor?
I ain't gonna
lie. It depends on my team. I might.
Well, any of those teams you might want to make it out the building.
Hey, PSP, with you don't know about me, PSP. I'm likely to do any motherfucking thing. So yeah, I'll do my shit.
I might mess around and try to get 2 picks in the first round and try to get both twins if I get them back to back.
Now you spitting.
Go ahead, Dub. But then I got a question I want to ask everybody.
I want them both.
Talk to us, Dub.
Feels as if everybody's overrating Wembanyama because of what Richard Jefferson said about him picking him over LeBron James. All I'm gonna say is when I sit here,
Jefferson's tipping the scale for everybody.
No.
We heard Richard say this.
Can I finish? All
right.
Hey, Dub, I hate when you put that voice on Dub. Like now that I'm talking like this, I'm serious. Like I know.
Yeah, no, but that's what I think it is. When Richard Jefferson said that, then everybody got on this. When Richard Jefferson said that, everybody got on this Victor Wembanyama train and everything, then talking about him being picked over LeBron James, all this love, and then they didn't really look at the weaknesses of Wembanyama. At the end of the day, he gets bodied by people who are stronger than him. I don't think he's strong enough to be able to handle that NBA caliber players. On top of that, he's not that fast on his feet to be guarding the smaller guards in the NBA as well. So he's not going to be this defender that everybody was talking about before. Offensively, he is offensively sound 100%. You cannot deny that. But his defense is going to be a question mark in the NBA, and not a lot of people paying attention to that.
In the NBA, though, no offense, Dub. In the NBA, he's not gonna play center. He will not be playing the 5.
He's not for sure playing the 5.
No, he's not.
What is he gonna play then? He's gonna guard centers.
After a couple seasons, Ron.
I ain't gonna lie, Ron. It won't be Ron. Ron. It's not that I'm saying he can't guard center, but I don't think his first year you're going to leave him out there to guard some of these NBA centers because of just pure body size. Like,
who are these? Some of these NBA centers? Besides Jokic, yes.
Could he guard Sabonis? Could he guard?
Yes,
bro, you lying. You a goddamn liar.
Time out. Because no. I'm about to go and expose everything right from the beginning because this is nasty, Dub. Talking about he's getting bodied.
He's getting bodied.
He's 17 playing against grown men in the Euro League.
Okay, so next year he'll be 17.
Do you understand the Euro League is more physical than the NBA?
That's it.
I watch Shaq play in the Euro League every single game. It's more physical than the NBA. Of course, he's going to get bodied. But time out though. Let me make my point. It's grown men in the NBA getting bodied too. Sabonis is bodying everybody. What are we talking about? Who doesn't Sabonis body? Sabonis will body Embiid every night if they play against each other.
All I'm saying is,
he's not getting treated differently than Sabonis is treating anybody else. On top of that,
but Ron, you're right about that. You're right about that.
On top of that, he's gonna be top 5 in the league in blocks. So every time he gets bodied, he's gonna exchange that with blocking somebody else's shot. His rim protection is still going to be excellent. Yes, it's going to be certain. It's going to be certain scenarios where he gets dunked.
I'm gonna lie, that's wacky. That's wacky. That's whack as hell, Ron. That's whack as hell that you saying that, bro.
What's whack? That he has a slim frame.
Ron, that's so nasty, bro. Like, bro, he clearly has a slight frame, bro. In the NBA, they're more in the NBA. Of course, in the NBA, they are more physically dominant, regardless if they play more physical defense in the EuroLeague. In the NBA, he has to guard Jokic. He's gonna have to guard Embiid. He's gonna have to guard Sabonis.
And those are three exceptions. After that, Brook Lopez is not going to be just bodying him. Brook Lopez.
Why is Brook Lopez
No, he will. Time out. He will, but you will live with him guarding Brook Lopez over Giannis.
You're not gonna have it. He can't guard Giannis either.
He can't. Who can guard these guys that you're mentioning? Who can guard them? What are we talking about?
Bro, what is the NBA? What is the NBA about? What is the NBA about? What is the NBA? What is the NBA?
He has to guard guards.
Wait, hold on.
What big man guards guards?
Bob, can I ask you a question, Bob? In the NBA, do they not exploit matchups? Did we not watch a 2020 finals where LeBron James, where they played against the Miami Heat, and what did they do? They played get the switch with Duncan Robinson. Every time Brown come up with the rock, who got Duncan? Bring him to me.
I can do that with everybody in the NBA.
But, bro, if he's going to be playing 30, 40 minutes a night, that won't be conducive for him to be great immediately. Do I think he needs to grow and fill out his frame? Yes, he
Obviously,
will. So that's what I'm saying. For his first year run, I don't think he should be the guarding fives.
But
I'm not saying he won't be able to later, but why would he now?
I get that. But what I'm trying to say is this the reason that we're saying he's overrated because it's his frame?
I don't think he's overrated.
Well, that's what Doug said. That's what I'm going back to that, saying that the dude is 17 and he's holding his own against grown men. So what is he going to do when he's 21? What's he going to do when he's 23? What's he going to do when he's 27 and in his prime? He's going to dominate. If he's showing us right now that he can bang with grown men and hold his own and not hold his own, dude's over there going ballistic. Yeah, we see a couple clips of him getting bodied. Okay, I can go to clips of Embiid getting bodied, the biggest, strongest force in the league. I can go to clips of Giannis getting dunked on and bodied. So I just don't understand how we're saying this, but the dude is still elite on defense. He's still showing us that
that's what I'm saying. He got to develop, but I'm saying he's going to have to get in the lab. Like, that's what I'm saying about him. He is not going to be able to come out day one and be a dominant force right away because
eventually it's going to take him some time in order for him to evolve.
Look at Giannis. Hey, Giannis ain't become so dominant until after the fact, bro.
Victor steps in the league right now, a top 10 defensive center.
No.
Then why wasn't Giannis that? Why wasn't Giannis that?
That's not true.
Giannis was not. So we're comparing Giannis at 18 when he was when nobody knew about him to possibly the greatest prospect.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is Giannis had the
Giannis isn't 7'5".
But Ron, for you to say that Victor Wembanyama, if he comes into the NBA as a top 10 defender, you don't think that's premature?
No, I think he can come in the NBA right now with his intangibles and with his frame and with what I'm seeing. He can come in the NBA and be a top 10 defensive center right now. Name me the defensive centers. Name me the defensive centers.
Ron, I just think he's the game. Wait, Ron. I love everything about his game, Ron. I love everything about his game. These two, bottom right and top left, are the only ones who think he's overrated. I love his game, but for me to say and act like
overrated.
No, you said bottom right, top left.
Bottom right, top left. My only issue is, bro, I do think he is going to have to build a bit of a frame.
Like, look, MJ talking about Jacob Poto. So he's don't
play with my man Jacob, man.
But
so
honestly,
Jacob's gonna be Jacob's a better defender than what Vic's gonna be.
Victor,
he take Wemby to school.
Not only has to spend time in the lab, he has to spend time in the weight room. Eventually, as his career goes on, he's going to put on some weight. Top 10 defender, as soon as he comes out into the NBA, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe top 15, top 18. I wouldn't go that far, Ron.
My thing is like I just had this because this what you know media does a lot to build up a lot of hype, But let's not do that. Let's keep it real. We don't got to make asinine predictions. You know what I'm saying? Like. There's no way we can see that him having such an impact so quick. Now I agree, he probably will. I hope he does grow into that. But to come in doing it, I just don't see it. So Ron, when we were saying Sabonis about him, and you were like, "Well, Sabonis body anybody's anybody." My thing is, there's a lot more other people that will body him too, not just Sabonis. Like The list
they
goes
all
on.
get bodied every game too.
Okay,
Everybody's getting bodied.
That's true.
If
But
you're a body, if you're somebody that can body somebody, you're bodying everybody.
Ron, but he doesn't have the ability to do that to them. That's
what Ron. If he does it, I won't be surprised. Ron, if he does it,
so time out. What you're trying to tell me is throw out the center. Please throw out the center, but leave Jokic, Sabonis, and Embiid out there. Throw out the center.
We could just go. You said Jokic, Embiid.
You know what 3 to leave out of this.
Right. So there's a bunch of other big.
No, I'm talking about name. Just name me a center. Just name me another.
Okay, Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez. So you mean to tell me Brook Lopez is going to give? You mean to know? Let's say with Brook. You mean to tell me Brook Lopez is going to give Victor more than Victor's going to give Brook?
Do you know how big and strong Brook Lopez is? You don't need to answer the question. You know the answer to that.
Who's going to give each other more? So when they play against each other, when they play against each other, Brook Lopez is going to have a better game than Victor. Let's say Victor's on Houston.
No, I don't think that. Ron, see, no, though. That's not Ron. That's not my issue with Victor at all. I don't feel that way. I don't think nobody's just going to be. I'm just worried about his frame. Like that's the only
concern with Victor Wembanyama, Ron. His frame.
You guys do know he's averaging
the same
3 blocks.
Problem people have with Chet, and what happens?
He's averaging 3 blocks. It's not. Is he going to do that in the NBA, Ron?
Why would his blocks not translate to the NBA?
No, Ron, I'm not saying it won't translate. Translate. It's just something that I gotta think of. That I do think about. Like,
how long can you keep it up? That's what we're saying.
Like, is that going to be a problem? Like, is it going to be a problem? Every prospect has question marks, bro. No prospect is perfect.
Yo, I get what you guys are saying about his frame. I really do understand. Like, obviously he has to work on it, and obviously he has to get stronger. But I don't think that's just going to stop him from not having an impact on the game. Look at KD, for instance. KD's still skinny as hell. His frame is still slight.
I agree. Like, I like that Chet Holmgren had a year to really get stronger. Like, I think Chet gonna be a monster. Like, I like his.
Maybe when he's 20, maybe when he's 23, 22, I just don't see it happening right now. Okay. Just give him 3-4 seasons.
Bob, I would get what you were saying, Bob. But my only thing is the NBA isn't once what it was. It's not a bruisers league. It's not a league where teams are gonna be like, oh yeah, we got his big skinny ass down there. We're gonna pick on him and bully him all night. Unless he's playing against those 3 that you just said. And I'm even going to take Sabonis off the board because you guys don't use Sabonis as much as you should. Mike Brown's not going to be like, oh, Sabonis, tonight, you see that kid over there? We're going to pick on him, and I need you to give him 40 and 20 tonight. That's not even going to be
40, it's not. It doesn't have to be 40 and 20 because DeMontis does other things, but it's still going to be a mean 22. There's going to be a lot of bullying and torture chambers.
Everybody gets a mean 22.
Okay, but Ron, you mentioned centers. You mentioned centers. What Steven Adams? Bobby mentioned Steven Adams going up against Victor. What do you think that's going to happen? Steven
Adams ain't finna do shit. When's the last time you seen Steven Adams post up and isolate somebody? Time out. No. You know what's even funnier? It's a pick and roll league, right? So if it's a pick and roll and it's a big switched on, if it's a big that switches on, let's say they're playing against the Blazers, for instance, and Nurkic switches on Ja. Who's gonna have the mismatch? That means Nurkic is guarding Ja, and that means now Dame is guarding Steven Adams, right? When have you ever seen Ja be like, no, I'm not going to take Nurkic off the dribble. I'm going to give the ball to Steven Adams because he has a smaller man on him, and I expect him to get a bucket. You've never seen that, so I don't expect that to be a case. I don't expect them to be like Victor's guarding Steven Adams, so we're going to
that's the Dubs point then. Thank you, Ron. That's back to Dubs point.
Okay.
He's going to get switched off these guards. He's going to get cooked. Like,
Isn't the EuroLeague? I need a question. Isn't the EuroLeague easier for a big man to play defense because of like the zones and then the 3 seconds and everything like that?
Mar said in the chat, blocks goaltends count as blockers in the EuroLeague. Is that true? Like NBA goaltends.
I'm just asking because
you can hit the ball off the rim. You can play off the rim.
Okay. But aren't the is there a 3 second in the EuroLeague or something like that?
I don't know. Shaq, you in the chat? Let us know. But
Ron, who are you higher on coming out of the EuroLeague, Luka or Wemby?
I would think you would have to go with
Wemby.
You would have to go with them.
You would have. I mean, that's
I ain't gonna lie, Ron. Concerns or not, I am tanking all the way. I'm going all the way. I'm trying to lose every game I can to make sure I snag this kid. I'm just being real with you. Size concerns or not, I'm tanking for this kid.
Whichever league you play, the French league.
Like that, Gordon, if you get him all this weight going this way, And he's just gonna be getting picked on that.
I ain't gonna lie, Bob. Bob, the only thing you cannot pass on that level of potential, bro, for Scoot Henderson. I'm sorry.
No, you probably can.
It makes no sense.
I got a little worked up right there, J. Rob. I got a little.
Yeah, I would say you can't pass on this kid's intangibles for Scoot or anybody in the draft. You got to take this kid, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, God bless you.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't see it not working either. I don't see it not working either.
But at the same time, you can't pass up on that type of potential.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying at the least, what you get is a dude that is an elite rim protector
who can shoot.
You also get a dude who is an elite,
literally shooter.
You get an elite Clint Capella or an elite DeAndre Jordan.
Where I'm better Brook Lopez.
This
is
the Katie Rudy Gobert hybrid.
I would like to see him with the Rockets or the Pacers, though. Those are the two teams I would really like to see him with.
What about the Pistons?
Oh, the Pistons.
I would like to see him.
Not really the Pistons. I want.
What about Charlotte? What about Charlotte with LaMelo?
Bro, he's going to Disney World, bro. Are y'all crazy? He's going to Disney World. He's going to Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. I gotta realize the NBA and Disney are already in cahoots. Disney is a product of the NBA. I saw the bubble. Victor Wembanyama has the potential to be the biggest prospect since LeBron. He's going to
Disney does.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. If you put
something?
Victor in Orlando, what do you do with Paulo? Like, how are you going to?
They can play off each other. They can work together.
That is 6'10" plus Shaq and Kobe. Are you kidding me?
That would be
Twin Towers Part 2.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
If I had them two together, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that can get very dangerous. Bro.
You got pieces right there that you could trade for an elite point guard too.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy Paolo Banchero is.
I think everybody misunderstood everything that was said. I love Wembanyama's offense. I do think he's still a promising prospect, but a lot of what I was hearing about him and his defense and what he could bring defensively, all I'm saying is that's getting overrated in my opinion. I think especially in the NBA because the rules favor the bigs for a guy like Victor Wembanyama to stay in the paint because of the defensive and in the league in which he's playing. And I don't even know if it's the EuroLeague or not.
It's not the EuroLeague.
It's not the EuroLeague. He plays in the French league, so he's benefiting from that. So playing in the NBA where they're going to draw him out, they're going to try to pick him apart like they do with Jokic. I don't think that's going to be something for him to see, especially if he ends up on a team that's not a good defensive unit.
Which he's going to.
But the thing is, Wemby is not. But Wemby is. I'll give it to him, Dub. He's a very fluid kid. He ain't like tall, stiff. Like he can stay in front of somebody.
He's not as stiff as Rudy. I'll say that, but.